Let's go.
All right, let's get this party started. Welcome back to Bes-TEAS, spilling tea from time. But today, a little different. The OGs are back. Me and my guy Dwayne. What's up?
Hey.
Little bit of a role reversal today. Thank you to our normal host for inviting us back. But this time we're going to be doing the interviewing. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into this relationship between Aisha and Stephanie. And, get them to spill some tea about themselves this time, So, anything to add, Dwayne?
No, I just think we need to get into this now.
All right.
Hold on. What we will do, first of all,
is she trying to control things again?
Always. Welcome back to Bes-TEAS, Spillin Tea from Time. I am your original host, Stephanie, with my co-host,
Aisha. Okay.
We are giving up control today.
Are you?
Sort of.
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part. This is probably part of the tea that we'll be spilling is that I'm absolute control freak. But yeah. This is exciting for us, guys. This is exciting. We are turning the tables, and Aisha and I are
here.
All right. So we figured, in following what you guys typically do on your podcast, we're going to start this off with a bit of a fun flash round.
Jesus.
So
we're going to keep it fun.
We're going to keep it fun, right?
It'll get deep at times, but we're going to let the audience ease into it a bit.
Let's get
There you go.
ease into
Ease into it.
Okay.
We're
Okay.
going to take it easy on you.
All right.
Don't worry. There's only
Okay.
300 questions here.
We're asking the questions.
Yeah. We have to,
You're just answering.
I'm going to have to squeeze her like this.
All right. Okay. So you want to start off, ask first question?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So here's a fun and light one. All right. Describe each other.
Oh, jeez.
And we'll say, Stephanie, go first. Describe each other in one sentence.
my best friend.
Oh, that's not even what came to mind first. I was like,
Oh,
wow.
wait a second. What do you mean?
In one.
Yeah.
In one sentence?
Describe
Yeah.
Aisha in one sentence.
Um,
And Aisha, same thing thereafter.
the most audacious.
Yeah. What came to mind immediately was wild.
That's
I
just
don't know
one
why.
word.
Well, the most wild.
Okay.
There we go.
The most audacious and the most
It's
wild.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Here's question number 2. If Aisha was a cartoon character,
Oh, geez.
who would she be? And vice versa.
Oh, a cartoon character. You know what? She'd probably be like Kim Possible.
Ooh, that's a good one.
She'd probably be Kim Possible
good
because
one.
she's like the solver of everything. And so Kim Possible is like one of those cartoon characters that is like has a solution for everything in the world. Don't make me a Muppet. I'll be
No.
angry.
No.
I'll be like Animal or something like that from the Muppets.
I mean, I did go Tasmanian Devil, but that's actually not what I was thinking. Like out the gate.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
You know, can I tell you something funny? My parents used to call me that when I was a
Tasmanian
baby.
Devil?
When they put me in a walker,
You would just be like,
because I would tear up all the plants and I'd pull them out and flip them over. And my parents used to call me the
chaos.
Tasmanian Devil forever. When I was a
I thought
baby.
you were a quiet baby.
No,
Ew.
I'm not quiet now. It started from birth.
No. A cartoon character.
Yeah. Whatever comes to mind.
I mean, I think I always go because you love villains. I went like Maleficent, Ursula, like again that like sinister
That works too.
type of personality.
Misunderstood.
Yeah,
I can
like,
be villainous, but I have a good
has
side.
a nice side.
But don't press me.
But don't, yeah.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like,
yeah.
she's not the one.
We know
I mean,
you.
Yeah,
I love that
She's
for
not
me.
the one. Yeah,
That's a good one.
what
That's actually a
instigated-
really good one.
right?
All right. So we're going to keep it in that theme there.
Okay.
Villains and magic and
Oh,
all
God.
that. If Stephanie had a superpower, what would that be? And then vice versa.
Yo, if Steph had a superpower, it would basically to like make people that piss her off disappear. Like just bam. You mean mad? Bam, gone.
Like Thanos?
Yeah, that's what came to mind. Like
Okay,
so
okay.
that she'd be always in a state of peace. Like if you make her mad,
You're gone.
You're gone.
The only problem with that, nobody be around.
Everybody
gone. Everybody gone. The kid's gone. I'm gone.
Depends on the date. You're gone.
I
You're
feel
gone.
like-
You're gone. You're gone. You're gone. Everyone
Gab
just
is
stop.
absolutely gone.
I feel like maybe he's in a bad mood and like it's all coming out towards me. Like, did we start off on the wrong foot here, or like?
Okay, and Steph, what about Aisha?
I feel like transportation.
You know,
Like,
what?
I
That's
feel
crazy
like
that you said
Aisha would be the kind of person like to just be somewhere else. Like, she would want to transport to
that.
like.
That's even crazy that you said that, because that's 1,000% transportation. would
Really?
be yeah.
Like
That's-
Nightcrawler.
Yeah. No, seriously. The kids asked me
Can
that
I?
question.
Can I?
Clock it. You could clock it.
I would never. I would
Clock-
never
you
clock
just
it.
did clock
But yeah,
Totally.
I feel like you
That's
would
crazy
be the
that you
one
said
that
that.
just like wants to poof.
Yeah.
All over the place.
Surprise.
Yeah.
I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy that you said that.
And
'cause
I
someone
would just
asked
be
me
snapping people
that.
away.
Yeah, yeah.
Get out of my way. In the line in the grocery
line.
shop.
Move.
Snap.
Yeah.
Snap. Snap. All right. Now I can check out. That's how I would
Nice.
All right, so we started with that little lightning round there, and now we're going to get into how this all started.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
The origin story.
Some
be.
people,
My
some people
villain
might have an
origin story, or
idea.
what's happening here?
Yeah, they might have an idea, but they don't truly know. So, for what you can share, you know, and your responses today, that's what we'd like to have, right? So, let's start off like this. What was the first official impression of each other? And what was the real one you kept to yourself?
My first real impression. You know what? I thought that Aisha was so sweet because I was meeting
You
everybody.
met her at work.
Well, no, I met her at the fashion show.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was in a fashion show and I was very new. And I was coming into this space where I truly didn't know anybody.
yeah.
And Aisha was the one person that actually connected with me when I got
Yeah.
there, helped me to like get myself organized, helped me to get the clothes and the costume that I was going to be modeling that day. And so I just felt like the energy was really positive. Like she was really, really welcoming. And I feel like that
Yeah.
is my actual first impression of her. I just really thought that she was so kind and so sweet. And then I was just really drawn to her. Like we had a good first, we had a really good first meeting.
yeah.
Like it
And under a
wasn't.
wild circumstance.
It was
also.
the craziest circumstance. And then my bra broke.
Yeah.
In the
Oh, I
in
heard
the
Literally, yeah.
I remember that. I heard
yeah,
about that.
I'm a little heavy in the
Yeah,
top,
yeah.
and my costume
Snap it in.
snapped. And thankfully, that young drummer was lovely.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Whoa, we gotta
Yeah,
get
yeah.
you under control."
Yeah.
And Aisha and them, they helped and like sewed me back into my costume, and it was like really, really chaotic. But I felt like she was
Yeah.
like a calm in the chaos,
Yeah.
and helped me to like not feel embarrassed
Yeah.
or because it was I didn't know
Yeah,
anybody.
you didn't know anyone.
So I was
Something
like,
that
oh my God,
happens,
now
yeah.
I'm having this wardrobe malfunction that was so embarrassing at the time. But I think
Yeah.
it was just really,
Yeah.
like, it was so
It was
chill.
chill. Yeah,
it was just really
It
nice.
was. Same
Yeah.
thing. I
And
feel
Aish
like
will pass the baton to you.
yeah, I feel like it was same thing. A great first impression. Like we met, and then we were literally in this random fashion show.
Yeah.
So I feel like we connected like that, and like you said, she had that incident, and it was just more like, all right, I'm gonna help her fix it, and then we started working together. I don't know. It's very. It's. I can't even pinpoint. Obviously, we met at the fashion show, but it was a very like.
We just
were
kind
friends.
of became
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
Like, it was just
Literally.
like, oh, okay, well, now we're friends.
Now we're friends.
We had
So-
this
so keep-
trauma, and now we're friends.
So keeping in line with that about who's friends or not, I was going to jump to another section, but I'll ask you another one here, and then we'll jump over. Who made the first move in friendship? Like, who initiated the longer hangouts, the time spent together, those deeper conversations?
I actually don't even. No, you know what? We started spending more time together at work.
Yes, yeah.
Because our offices were actually
Literally
like
next-
attached to
yeah.
each other. We were next
Neighbors.
to each other.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, she got me out of trouble a lot at work. and then when we started going on
Like
these
communi-
missions,
Yeah.
these community missions that we were doing, and we had to go speak because I was in community outreach
Yeah.
and she was also like leading
Yeah.
the organization at the time. So then we started to head
hang out.
out to these missions in
Yeah.
Scarborough where we were going to different organizations and speaking and thanking them and doing Christmas
Yeah.
and all these kinds of things. And then we would end up kind of like going for a coffee.
Yeah, and hanging out.
Or
and
going
talking,
for like something to eat after, or, you know, something. It just kind of naturally evolved. It wasn't like, oh, will you
Like,
be
be
my
my
friend?
friend. Oh, she had my head on camera.
No, get away.
Okay, so through
Natural
the work
evolution.
projects.
Yeah,
and
it was
the-
really
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
work, and
Okay.
and we spent so much time together,
together.
especially if we had like overnight shifts.
So it was just organic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it,
it was
it
very
really
organic.
was like
Yeah.
an organic
Okay.
development.
Yeah.
And I think, just to comment on that, I think that, you know, you talk about how you work together, working within community outreach, you get to know a lot about somebody
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah.
in those types of settings,
Yeah.
right? And so that probably laid a pretty good foundation for what eventually became
Oh my God,
the
yeah.
friendship.
Like-
yeah.
And that's a
Yeah.
great segue into
Oh,
this next
God.
question.
This was like CP24 news.
So you guys spent a lot of time together.
Yeah.
You were in each other's space and
Yeah.
just cool with each other.
Yeah.
So when did it go from being cool to, oh, this is my person?
This is my.
And then how did they show up for you during that time? Where you realized it, was it something that happened and you said, oh, this is my person. I have an idea for Aish, but, you know, so this is my person? Like, so just take us through that.
I mean, I think, okay, number one, I think working together, like Steph said, and like I've said, it like we spent pretty much 5 days a week
Yeah.
together all
All
day. So I think that there was that. I mean, I think having the baby, like becoming pregnant, that was
Yeah.
that. I would say maybe that was like the like when she became pregnant with Zay, like that became a very solid, like we're friends, like we are genuine friends, and I think it is literally just evolve. I think for me it's really difficult to say, like I think people can pinpoint like this happened or that happened, but we literally just immersed our lives.
Yeah.
Like-
we just all of a sudden
Yeah,
went
we're
like
like-
this.
we're like,
and I
we're
mean,
back.
we were kind of in a situation with Isaiah
Yeah.
where there was a connection to Isaiah's family
Yeah.
and then to me.
Yeah.
And then Aisha had a connection
Yeah.
as well, being part of that
Yeah.
family. And so I think it was just kind of
Like
like
a
a natural
natural- yeah.
progression. And then Isaiah's father had asked Aisha to be the godmother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And then we went from there. And then with Aisha being Isaiah's godmother, we started to become really close during the pregnancy. And I felt like, because I was living on my own
Yeah.
at the time downtown. Well, not on my own.
Yeah.
I had a roommate,
yeah.
but I wasn't living
Yeah.
like with my parents or anything.
Yeah.
So I found that Aisha was a really good support system during that time that I was pregnant. And then it just kind of it was like this natural progression
Yeah.
where then we almost became like a family.
Yeah, literally.
Like became like this was like my sister,
and
my
Zay.
adopted sister.
Yeah.
And we did everything like sisterly. It wasn't it
Yeah.
wasn't even like best friends.
Yeah.
It was like
just
supporting
family, yeah.
like a family member.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was there a time where, or like a moment where you had to choose between honesty and harmony? And how did it go?
Honesty and harmony, like in our relationship.
Yes. There are times like, oh boy. So do you have to be honest with each other at this time or choose to ignore something? What was that moment? What was that situation? And how did you deal with it?
I feel like I feel like people are gonna watch this episode and be like, there's no way that these two have literally just like been synergy, like just always been on. I will say for myself, I think our genuine friendship and relationship has always been harmonious. Like I don't think not to say that there hasn't been times where there's been push or pull, but I think because of our personalities, like what you see is what you get, right?
Yeah.
Like I am, and Steph is the same way. So I personally, I mean, she may have a different feeling, don't feel that I've ever had to choose between harmony and honesty because I can be honest. I can be like,
Yeah.
this is what's
That's
up.
exactly
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Right?
I think that we've always been, I mean, I've always been a little bit of a hot mess. Joy. I think that we can all, we all know this. Okay. I've always been on the express. Okay. The hot mess express. And I think Aisha's honesty with me about my hot mess express has allowed us to just be what we are.
Yeah.
She knows who I am.
Yeah.
Junior knows who I am. You know who I like. I'm just out here, type B personality, floating in the wind. I think that our ability to be honest with each other, like about our traits that maybe like are not the best. Sometimes I'll be like, "I sure toting the line there," you know. Like we're able to do that with each other in a way that is still so loving and so respectful, and never ever coming from a place of like malice or like looking at her going like, "Oh my God, Aisha's being such a blah, blah, blah." If I have to say that, then I need to say it to her, really and truly. And I think if there's ever been a time where, and I don't think that it's been very often, but if somebody's feelings were hurt or whatever, you can be like, oh, you know what?
I felt
kind of this way, but kind of like family.
Yeah.
Not where I'm calling up my friend and like, oh, I gotta take a deep breath and like whatever. It's kind of like,
this is what's up.
You left me out of this and I don't like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. Yeah.
So I was going to go along the more chaos theme next, like leading into that. But
my chaos, my life
you kind
chaos.
of already let us know.
It's just straight exploitation of my chaos. Okay, cool.
So then I'll finish with this until we jump to the next segment. Is there something that one of you had said to change the direction of the other one's life, or at least their thought process?
Oh, I'm sure that Aisha has been coaching me for 18 years of my life. And the only reason that I'm on any path of success is because I have mi'tuma in my pocket. I think, you know what? I think, honestly, Aisha was pivotal. Her words, words and her thought process, even around my relationship with Junior, I think pushing me in a direction of still being uncomfortable of getting into a new relationship, and understanding whether or not I'm ready, and all these kinds of things, and having a child. I think maybe that was a point where she was so encouraging to push me in a better direction for my life. And so
you're welcome.
Yeah.
I will say for Steph, I think for me, and I've shared this before in our workshops, I've shared it even on this podcast. It is something to have someone who like has your back in a way that they are prepared to put themselves in harm's way. And I will give the example of, remember we were doing mass camp? And this woman stole $10 out of my bag, which I didn't know. And Steph found out. When I tell you the way she canvassed
I hunted her down in the streets.
Kingston Road. And I'm
not even joking.
Hunted this
her.
woman up and down Kingston Road between Birchmount and something, pulled this woman back into where we were working, made the woman gave my $10 back, and cussed this woman. And I thought to myself, ride or die.
She showed up.
Right. Yeah. She showed up.
No, I hunted this woman down.
Hunted.
Found her in a charity shop on Kingston Road.
Yeah.
And I grabbed her and hauled her back.
And I was
like, we're going to return the money.
The money.
Yeah.
And I was like, ride or die. I was like, that for me is someone who in my best times and in times that maybe I even don't see that I'm in danger or in harm's way.
She'll see it.
Yeah, man. She's going to check for me.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, girls.
It's really cool to hear you guys answer these questions because it kind of speaks to, like, I mean, Dwayne and I read a lot of business books. Maybe to a level of annoyance from both of you. But, you know, some of the things they talk about in terms of when you're building teams and when you're building like strong foundation, you know, being able to be vulnerable leads to trust.
Yeah.
You guys have clearly demonstrated that with each other, which led to a trust level that's so deep that it spawns loyalty.
Yeah, man.
Right? So just in some of the questions that Dwayne has asked, you like see how being vulnerable with each other led to a deep level of trust, which then led to a loyalty that you guys had and still have today. So good job, girls.
Thank you.
My turn. You know, so obviously, like, you know, we kind of touch on the depth of your relationship. And, you know, being mothers, being career women, being spouses and just dealing with life. I mean, life's lifing right now. How do you decipher between like emotional dependence and healthy support? Like, how do you know? How do you know when you're? How do you know when you're leaning on each other in a healthy way versus becoming too dependent?
Well, if I'll go first. I think that there's been times that I have leaned on Aisha in unhealthy ways. And there has been times where I've had to pull myself back and stop. Because sometimes in my own brain, like I'm overwhelmed or like things are happening. And honestly, my go-to person every single time. But I have recently started stopping first and being like, do you have the capacity to deal with my drama?
Yeah.
Because I'm like feeling overwhelmed, but I will put on a song and cry in my car if you do not have the capacity to deal with this.
So are you asking yourself that before you call her?
No, I actually
or are you
asked
saying,
her.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I get on the phone and I know I'm heated or
Yeah.
whatever, I'll be like, hi, babe, I have something to tell you, but I need to know if you're in a good place.
Got it.
And
got
like,
it.
but before I wasn't really thinking that way. And then when I felt that people were doing that to me and using me in sort of an unhealthy attachment kind of way, I went, oh my God, I do this to Aisha. And then I really had to sit with her and I said, because she would never tell me no, she would never ever be like, oh my God, Stephanie, I can't handle this with you right now. I was like, oh my God, I don't want to be the friend that is like bombarding my friend because I'm like, sometimes emotionally unstable. I was doing that to her and I didn't realize that I was like bombarding her with things like that. And so I really did have to stop myself and be like, this is not healthy for her. And it's not healthy for our relationship because she's not my therapist. She is my best friend. Yeah. And
AKA therapy. Also,
well,
sometimes.
I mean,
sometimes.
Yeah,
which I don't mind.
But I shouldn't, that was not what I was relying on you for. Like I was just in that moment. Yeah. So I had to stop myself and I had to be like, that's not what I'm using you for. Like I didn't know where else to go with like my emotions or whatever. Yeah. But I stop now and I'm like, do you have the capacity? Are you okay? Yeah. Do you have time? Yeah. To chat? Because if you don't have time, like she's so busy, you know, that like I also don't want to take up all the time that we do have together discussing my nonsense. You know what I mean?
What about you, Aish?
So what I will say first to what Steph said is I really do appreciate that question that she asks. And I think for me, this is going to sound kind of wild, but I do feel like we have different personalities and play different parts in the relationship. Right. And I very much, like maybe I might not get, say, like the therapeutic type of support from Steph, but
nobody wants my support. I'm always like, kill them.
Yeah, right? No, like, just beat them up. But I get support in such a way that it is with ease that I create space for her to be able to just share whatever's on her heart and whatever's in her head in order for her to just get it out. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes might think, and I hope, and I think I've shared it with you, I don't want you to feel like it's imbalanced because it's not. Because what I get from her is giving me such a level of energy that I'm like, I can receive what it is that you need me to take from you right now.
And I think I totally agree with that, by the way. I think that you both provide an emotional support to each other. And you know what? That's okay. Yeah. Like ebbs and flows in life, right? Yeah. You know, there's going to be times when you're high. There's going to be times when you're not. And you need to release the way you release. Yeah. And she's a great listener.
A 1,000%.
Like, so
sometimes to her detriment.
She supports amazingly, just differently from you, right? And vice versa. And I think that's kind of why it works, right? Yeah. I kind of feel like I'm answering my next question here, but is that what makes communication between you guys just effortless? I mean, you guys are able to chat 3-4 times a day, and it just never seems
we
like...
chat on 4 different
platforms
all day.
We talk all the time, and it never, at least from our perception, ever seems like it's an effort or it's work or anything along those lines. It's just always effortless. Would you say that's the basis of it? Like what you guys just described in terms of how you support each other?
Probably because it's like, I think neither one of us is trying to monopolize or like take advantage or whatever. Like we find things funny throughout the day, and like we know that the other one would find it funny too.
Yeah.
And like it's just a sharing of like, if I'm laughing over here, you're going to be laughing over there. Yeah. And like we just, I don't know, we just want to check in on each other and like
on randomness.
Make sure you're having a good day. Like are you good today? Are you overwhelmed today? Like
what's happening?
Look at this horse that's doing something weird. Like it's just really it's just like that. It's just like random check-ins. Yeah.
And I would also say, like, I think because obviously we are all very much family, and I know what's happening in her life, she knows everything that's happening in my life. Like you said, there's no push and pull. Like, I think if anything, if one of us doesn't check in, which happens very rarely, it'd be like, are you alive? You didn't answer my name.
You guys getting your feelings
like you didn't answer me. How come you didn't talk to me today? Like, what are you doing? Right? And then it's like, she'd be like, oh, I'm at work. I'm like, my bad. But I do think our relationship, like you said, is based on like just ease of communication. There's no drama. There's no envy. There's no like, it's just be happy and live life. You know what I mean? Yeah. And send me good memes.
For sure.
Yeah.
So like, how do you, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So how do you guys keep your energy in sync and your humor in sync, even on those like tough days, right? I mean, you guys laugh a lot. You guys got
funny.
A lot of jokes.
Right? Like,
no, you guys are funny. I'll give you that for sure. But, like not every day is the same.
Yeah.
Everybody's on a different type of grind, mentally, emotionally, physically.
Yeah.
How do you guys manage to still find time for that humor and just stay in sync? Because it's so easy to become out of sync.
Yeah.
Right?
I think, and this is just my perspective, but we allow each other space.
Yeah.
When the other one needs it, like it's almost like I don't know. I don't want to say like a telepathic thing, but it's kind of like.
But we did do our human design.
We did do a human design. It was like so interesting about like the way that we connect with each other. Yeah. But I can sometimes kind of tell when Aisha just needs a minute. Like and she's not that she's ever short in her like responses, but she's really overwhelmed at work, or like I know that she's got a lot going on. I'm not going to be like, hey, do you want to deal with my crap right now, or like whatever.
Not on a Thursday.
No, never on a Thursday. Never on a Thursday. But I think that we kind of know we can read each other's vibe. And if the vibes are off and somebody needs time to like collect themselves or readjust or whatever, it's never like, oh, I'm over here in my feelings because I shouldn't, like, it's never like that. It just is, you got to take time to be you. And then when we're back together, we're like, bah, 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 bah. But sometimes you just need to
rude,
right?
I mean,
sometimes you just need some space. We talk on all these different platforms, and like, if the vibe is just off for the day, then it's like, okay, you just need a little bit of space.
You need a minute.
Just need a minute to reconnect. Like, we both have 3 kids. We both we're going in so many different directions. All kinds of stuff is happening all the time. And like,
and space for yourself is like so important.
Absolutely.
Right? Like you're giving space and time to everybody else in your life.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just need to give it to yourself.
Give it to ourselves. Yeah.
Even just to recalibrate. Yeah. So no, that's good. That's good. That's a good approach. I agree with that.
It's made life easy, I would say. Yeah. It just is. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's hard to describe.
Hard to describe it.
Yeah. Because it literally is just
what it is.
Yeah.
See, so the free flow of the conversation is wonderful, but what you've done is kind of canceled out 20 of our questions.
Listen,
which is wonderful.
That's great.
Right?
I mean,
so
we're good, guys.
Don't worry, we have another 80 to go there. But we can actually move to, I think, June. We can move to our segment 4.
Oh my God!
They
gave segments.
We don't even do segments, guys. We just free flow. They got
you
segments.
Actually covered everything we had in segment 1 and 2 already.
Okay.
So we're just gonna skip over 3.
All right.
You know
okay.
Because you already pretty much answered those questions.
Great.
Right.
It was more reflective about moments and things like that. But I mean, everyone can get the gist. There was no one moment.
No,
right? It's a life of free flowing moments that are strung together.
It is.
It's just a stream.
Yeah.
The way I look at your relationship is one continuous stream.
Yeah.
and there's no real breaks in there because there haven't been. Right? Oh,
Like a river underwater. I just wanted to throw in that.
Oh my God! It had to.
Listen, I've been trying really hard here to be that's cool, right?
I know.
It was brewing.
Some sort of
Let it out.
foods. All
Let
right,
it
let's
out.
come back to let's
Hot
talk some
underneath.
chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
God.
we got
Right?
chaos.
Let's
We can give you chaos.
spruce this up. Do you think the chaos and
I just want to know what chaos we're talking about, okay? I
No,
just
all
want to know what
chaos,
chaos
right?
we're talking
Like
about.
chaos
like-
of chaos of life,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
You know, we talked about like 3 kids.
Yeah.
Going
job,
here.
career,
Yeah.
going here, there, right? Just to get. Do you feel like that makes your bond stronger, or just more entertaining when we get together for drinks?
I think it's both. I feel
Yeah,
like
I think it's both.
I feel like it is absolutely.
Hold on,
a
stop for a
source-
second.
Yeah.
You have lipstick on your tooth. There
Thank
you
you.
go.
Look at that.
We don't want that on camera.
No, we do not want that on
Okay.
camera. See, best
Okay.
friendship. I think number one, it is absolutely the material. Like life is the material that we use that brings us sheer. I mean, we always say if people see the amount of memes, like you think you two send memes?
No.
The amount of memes.
So
that
why
we
you
send
get
each
upset
other-
with us when we
because
send
we're
our
on
memes?
the
Because
thing.
we don't send it to
we don't send
everybody
it to all
in
of
the
you,
world.
okay? We send it to the two of us.
Jeez.
You two send
We
it
just
in
get-
our group. Okay?
Well, it's just
Be
because we're trying to
consistent.
share information.
we don't care.
No, because your memes are not funny to us.
Yeah,
Our
at
memes
all.
are funny to
At
us.
all.
Lies. That's not
No,
true.
that's
I
not
mean,
true at all.
It is true because
You
we
don't
have a
allow
side
yourself to
conversation.
laugh.
Anyways,
I know.
Anyways,
And she laugh cheats on you because I'll send her some stuff side.
Laugh cheats?
So I'll send her side stuff and she'll kill herself laughing, and then
laugh
she won't
cheats
comment
on
in
me.
the transformation chat.
And she knows it's true. And she knows it's true. Cheated.
that is
Aisha's my girl, man.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I feel like it just
Yeah.
like again when we get together, which is actually pretty cool because we get together and again have the kind of time that we have, and
Yeah.
it would seem like we didn't literally just talk an hour before
I
we
know.
got to your
Yeah.
house or vice versa.
You know why that is though, right?
Yeah.
It's because me and Dee are in this.
Okay,
that,
I
right?
mean we definitely you
we
two are
add an
definitely the
extra
sort of-
like something to the
yeah.
vibes.
Big something.
Yeah.
Take time. Take time, brother.
All right.
something.
Another question for you guys. Has there ever been a misunderstanding between the two of you or others that ever spilled into other parts of your lives or friendships? And how did you fix it?
I mean, we've been misunderstood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like our friendship has
Yeah.
been
Oh,
misunderstood.
yeah.
And why
so?
why is that?
Because I think that people think that we leave them out. So we shouldn't laugh about
Yeah,
that. Okay.
no.
No, you know what? I think that
That's a good question.
it is a really good question. I think that there was a point of time that people were in their feelings about our relationship. And I think because our relationship was
So tight.
Maybe started
so
later
tight
and started later.
and started later than other relationships, I think people
Felt you were pushing them aside.
yes,
Yeah.
I think that people thought that we were pushing them out.
yeah.
And that was never the case.
Yeah.
It just was a perception. And I think that there has been misunderstandings of that sort.
Yeah.
We haven't had too many misunderstandings
Yeah.
between the two of us, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think that we've had anything that wasn't solvable.
Not that
Yeah.
you guys communicate almost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Well,
but
literally
I
every
think
day.
that we've had miscommunications with other people.
Yeah. 1,000%.
I
Yeah.
think that we did have that one thing about the girls' birthday party where people tried to like
yeah.
pit
That
us
was
against each other.
That was what their third.
Yeah, there where we had to host their birthdays on the exact same day, and people thought that we were doing it because we
like,
didn't
out of
like each other or that we had some fight, and they were trying to like
Yeah.
drop these seeds of.
Like, oh, I
Yeah.
heard that so and that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Little
a
do they
really-
know, I
you never
told,
told
like-
that. You never
No,
mentioned
because
that to us.
we clocked it ourselves because
And
it
we
was
were like, what the hell's
Yeah.
going on? Like, why would people even
Think
say
that.
that? Like,
Yeah.
why would they think that about us? And why would they think that we would do this deliberately to like
Yeah.
hurt each other or hurt the girls? Do
Oh,
you know
sorry.
what I mean?
So for those of you that don't know, our daughters are 1 day apart.
16 hours. apart.
16 hours, not even a full
Yeah.
24 hours.
Yeah.
So Maya and Zariah are 16 hours
Our
apart.
timing is impeccable.
Yes.
I love how you two just
You just took the credit.
right.
Took the credit.
And
for
their
it.
relationship
Yeah.
eerily mirrors these two.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes,
Well, I
yeah.
mean, without some of the
Yeah.
emotional maturity right now, because
Yeah,
they're
for
still
now.
children, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry, please continue.
No, but just saying like that one incident, I think was a good recognition that
My
people might
microphone's going
feel.
crazy.
It's all over the place.
It's like going. Okay.
Oh.
Is it good?
Come and see,
No?
comme ça. Just talk louder. Just talk like
Is it?
this.
Do I need to move forward?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think for me that was like an interesting recognition to be like, again, why would you think that we wouldn't want the girls to have
Together,
a
like on their birthday.
And I think it's the only birthday
That they
literally
haven't
in their
done together,
13
yeah.
years that they did not have together.
And it was just logistics.
I think sometimes
Yeah.
people, like when they're maybe conditioned a certain way and then they see something that is completely different, they just go there in their head like,
Yeah.
is something off? Is
Yeah.
something wrong? Not necessarily maliciously, but like it's just
No, this was
they're
malicious.
so I'm not saying it wasn't.
yeah,
I'm
this
just saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that
Yeah.
sometimes when you're conditioned
Used
to
to.
seeing certain
Yeah.
things a certain way, and
Yeah.
then something completely different happens, people automatically human
Yeah.
behavior is like,
Yeah.
well, what's wrong or
Yeah.
what's
True,
happened
that's
or
fair.
anything along
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
lines. This is more of a question for Dwayne, actually.
Uh-oh.
Do you ever feel like
Boy.
you compete with Aisha for attention
good question.
between the two of them? Like, do you like where like you know how sometimes you'll have friendships that
Oh, yes. I
That,
understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
No, I'm more than happy to have time. See, yeah.
Oh,
So I
Dwayne.
could see where I could see that, and
because that does
there-
happen.
yes,
Yeah.
and there have actually been
relationships, right?
situations throughout the years that we've spoken about little things, not in regards to our foursome or twosome, but how others are with their wives and their friendships and things like that, and it's bewildering to me, right? I've always been one that's like, have your independence, have your friends. You want to go somewhere with them, just make sure you're safe and go.
Yeah.
You want to spend all the time. There's everything
You heard
taken
it
care.
here,
And
people.
she's the same thing. You want to take care. You want to go hang out. This or the other. Is everything taken care of?
Yep.
Are we doing anything? Because now we use calendars like crazy because we're so busy.
Yeah.
And I still forget half the things, and she reminds me of them. Right. But no, I've never. In regards to these two, no, I've been more than happy. Oh, what? Don't you have somewhere to go to see Steph? Go.
Yeah.
Right. So no. But yeah, I can see where
Yeah,
I can see what you're
it's-
saying because
it's
that
some-
happens a lot with
it does happen,
but at least
right?
a lot of insecurities.
Yeah.
And I'm not a very insecure person. No.
Yeah.
So yeah, to me, more than happy.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I 100% agree. I think that I think that every individual has certain things that support their confidence.
Yeah.
There's a confidence system.
Mm-hmm.
For some people, it's emotional. There's emotional stability. There's financial stability. But I also believe that you can have a healthy relationship with your partner and still allow space for them to have
Yeah.
healthy relationships with their friends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because there's no way one person can provide all of the
1,000%.
support
Yeah.
Yeah.
for one person.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
It's
really
just
important to have
impossible.
friends.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's ways that all four of us need to be supported.
Yeah.
That is quite honestly outside of
Yeah.
what we're capable of
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So like I believe that you
Yeah.
need to create that. So I've always been very supportive
Yeah.
of the friendships and for Steph to have friendships that don't involve me.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I got my friends.
Yeah. Oh, we know because you
and-
Yeah, I
and
know.
Dwayne
You
are
and your boys'
outside,
mates all the time.
Outside.
All the time.
Outside.
You guys been outside since last year.
You know, just I know before we continue, you always hear people say, "Oh, my husband or my wife is my best friend." Usually, it's the wife saying that a lot of the time, right? But it's true. It is, right? It's my best friend.
I'm not your best friend?
And I always thought that,
I take
but I
it.
always thought that to be very, very dangerous, right? If you just take, we go to
did I put
stats
it
a lot
in
in
his
numbers,
face?
right?
Yeah.
Because 70% or 50, we'll just say 50% of marriages end in divorce. So I was like, so if that is your best friend that you spend every waking moment with of your life, and you've been married for 20 years, which is a large chunk of a human's life, and now you split, and most divorces aren't amicable, right?
Yeah.
Now your best friend is completely gone.
Yeah.
There's devastation. For sure, right? But I always found it very interesting because I used to say, well, you had all these best friends before you were married. Where did they go?
Yeah.
Why were they pushed aside? Who pushed them aside? Which kind of came back to when we were talking about people misunderstanding your relationship and thinking you're pushing them out when it's not the case. No. It's a thing of growth, right?
And it works both ways. Like, I mean, we allow you guys to have that space because you guys allow us to have that space. I know you guys always joke about us hanging out and going out and doing whatever and doing the same things we did when we were in college. And, but you know what? Clearly, that is something that's important to us.
Yeah.
And you guys, as great women, allow us to have that space. And I just think that in any healthy relationship,
you have to have that.
Man or woman, whoever you're with and whoever your friends are, it should never be a situation where it's one or the other.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you're handling your business,
you should absolutely,
and you're making sure you're giving time and attention to your partner, there should be no issue with also going and
hanging out.
Hitting up Island Mix on a Thursday night and having a couple of drinks and listening
Big up
to
Island Mix.
couple tunes. Big up Island Mix.
Island Mix.
Thursday night Island Mix.
Production on a Friday, and then the next thing on a Saturday, and then a boat cruise on a Sunday.
Right,
we know.
Right.
But everything's taken care of at home, so it doesn't matter.
All right. So, as we know, we only have about 15 minutes left.
Well, we have a bonus 15, but you know.
Okay.
Yeah. You know. Okay, so very quickly, we're going to stay on growth for a quick second. We're going to let's go a little. Let's speed this up a bit because we can literally sit here and speak for days.
We know.
So or you can answer for days. From a question of the point of growth, as I touched on before. Now everyone goes through their own journeys and so on, but who arrived at that growth phase first? And how did it impact your relationship? The beautiful parts as well as the messy. Okay.
I mean,
it's her.
I mean, perhaps it was me. But I think I will say it was me, but I think I hope that in my growth, that Steph has also been a huge part of, that it has energized her. Because again, the Steph that I met, we've been friends almost 20 years, like, is such a different version of who she was, 20 years ago. And obviously my growth journey has been my own growth journey. And because she's been with me, again, I think it has inspired her, again, to kind of be on her own trajectory. And certainly me also saying to her, like, stop hiding in the shadows. Stop always being the helper. Stop, you know what I mean? Giving to others the talent that you have and not giving it to yourself. I think it's been a very reciprocal type of energy because, again, in the ways that she has grown has absolutely impacted my growth. You know what I mean? In the things that I have wanted to do, in the things that I've been able to do, has absolutely been because of the way she's grown, that has then, you know what I mean? Vice versa. So I think it's a two. What?
Was
I'm still growing, Dwayne.
But we all are.
It's supposed daily journey.
It's a daily journey.
It's a path.
Yeah.
if you're not growing, you're shrinking, right? So everybody's on a different path and journey.
Was there a time, because not all these moments are kumbaya moments, right? You can't be, right? But was there a time in your relationship where you had a misunderstanding that was serious enough where you guys were like, whoa, this can be an issue? And then how long did it go? I mean, does that even occur with you guys? Because you're literally talking on 5 different platforms within an hour, every day, all day.
I feel like Steph said it before, that anything that was ever brewing we didn't let fester.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I think it was probably spoken to.
yeah, in like
I mean, when I wasn't invited to a girls' trip.
yeah, I heard about
No,
it.
it's
Yeah.
you know what? But like it wasn't where I was supposed to be. But we had to have a discussion, but
Yeah.
it never became a thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like there's things that can happen in
Yeah.
our lives. Like there's stuff happening with my kids, there's stuff happening with your kids, there's stuff happening in my like life and your life. Like there's nothing that we ever sit there and go like, oh, we're not talking.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
not talking. Like we're mad at each other and
Yeah.
we're not talking. I don't think we've ever been in that space, like ever in our relationship.
Ever.
And we have been through some serious ebbs
Yeah.
and flows, like just not ebbs and flows, but like
just
life,
growth,
just
yeah,
life.
yeah, and what is presented.
But
yeah.
we have never been at a place where we
Yeah.
weren't speaking to each other or that we weren't able to work something out.
Yeah.
As much as people want the tea to spill.
right? Yeah.
As much as
yeah,
people,
right?
you know, have maybe wanted that for us
Yeah.
and maybe wanted to cause conflict or wanted to cause a rift between us because
a
there
big one.
have been things that have been dropped. And then what we do is
Yeah.
call the other person.
be like,
Do you know that so-and-so told me that?
Yeah.
X, Y,
Do
and
you
Z,
know
yeah.
that so-and-so said
Said.
to me that you had said, and I know that you wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And they're like,
really? Like what?
like,
yeah.
why would they say that? So anytime that somebody has tried to plant a seed of doubt,
Yeah.
we have crushed
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Do you get that often?
Yeah.
I think more so before.
Yeah.
I think
Very
that
early
now
on
that
in it.
our circle is a lot smaller.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And I think we just don't care.
Yeah.
Like
That
That's
clock
really
that.
what it is.
Please, I'm gonna clock
Yeah.
that. That's really where we're like.
you can't tell me something about Aisha and I'm not gonna hold ground for Aisha. And then, like, you tell me stuff all the time, and me who's gonna fight all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be like, "Oh, your friend is late." No, she's not. No,
Yeah.
she's never been late.
That's
Day in her
that's
life.
blind loyalty.
Yeah, yeah. You know, we deal with
Whatever.
facts. She's 10 minutes
First of
late.
all,
No, you're 10 minutes early.
I know we're not
It's
going to
like,
talk about blind
okay.
loyalty.
Right?
Because
Blind loyalty over here.
You two?
Listen, the conversation and
We
the
talking
interview
about y'all,
questions
not
are
us.
flowing this way.
just
All
saying.
right?
Well, I'm
you
just
had
saying.
twice with us to go down that path, all right? And you
We've
didn't
come
do
to
it.
the point that like
Yeah.
nobody can tell me something about Aisha
Yeah.
that I'm not going to defend immediately.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'll talk to
Well,
her
we
about it
can
later.
come to- yeah.
But like you can't
in
tell
the
me nothing
forefront?
about Aisha.
in the forefront,
And
no,
I'm going to
gonna
be
hold
like,
that.
"Oh yeah, she said that about me?"
Be
No,
like,
she didn't.
No, she didn't.
No, she didn't.
I think they defend each other more vigorously than they defend us.
Probably.
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 You might have done it.
Yeah,
You
it's
might have done
possible.
it, but she never did.
Yeah.
What was that?
I said you might have done it, but she never did.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
We've covered so much around why your friendship
Yeah.
works and works so well. If you could name one personality trait in each other that perfectly balances you, what would that be?
Oh Jesus! Like a personality trait of Aisha that balances me?
And vice versa, yeah.
Probably her negotiation skills. Her negotiation skills
Diplomacy.
to take me out of a tailspin of madness.
Yeah.
I think like she's always coming from a place of like straight calm. She like if there's something that's going on, Aisha's not allowing it to rile her up. Like if I'm riled up, she knows that she can't be riled up because the two of us are going to blow up a building
Yeah.
or something. She comes to me with a place of calm all the time to be like, okay, let's breathe through this. Like, let's talk this out and let's just like get it out so that we can be, you know, in a better headspace about it.
And for Steph, I would say ride or die. Like it is so hard, and I've shared this with you. It is so hard to describe what it is like to have someone who has your back, and not even just me, but if I think about my kids are protected, my husband is like, you're not going to bring harm into my life in any shape or form if she catches wind. Like that for me is like I really do maybe a little bit with like blind ease because I'm like, if I'm with her, you're gonna F around and find out. But there's such a depth of like I will always
There's
be
loyalty,
safe and okay
for sure.
Oh, yeah, for
with
sure.
her in my life, and my kids also will experience, and they know that I actually am really looking forward to interviewing Maya and Zariah because if I think about what I think my kids feel towards her, it is that depth of safety and protection. Like you're not going to harm them as long as Auntie is around. So that's what I feel like. That is something that I just value to an nth degree. Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, and it's like what we talked about earlier in the conversation about how vulnerability leads to trust.
Yeah.
And then the trust leads to loyalty.
Yeah.
And because you guys live that every day, the children see
Yeah.
that. So our children see each of you as safe space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even allowing themselves to be vulnerable with you is also something that as fathers we've observed, you know. So, you know, it's so important, right? It's almost like the friendship feeds you guys so much, but it also serves a much higher purpose in terms of the people that it is able to impact, right? So, last question.
Yeah.
What do you think our friendship is meant to teach us? I'm including Dwayne and I in this too.
Yeah.
Because I think above all else, we do have a friendship.
Oh, yeah.
You guys have a friendship. We have a friendship.
Yeah.
Aisha and I have a friendship. You and Dwayne have a friendship.
We have a frenemyship.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah, that's
No, we do have a friendship.
Same
We do have a friendship.
Yeah.
I love Dwayne. What our friendship is meant to teach us?
Yeah.
That's a really good question. You guys came with a really good question.
know what I mean?
That's like something that I really have to think about because it has taught me so many things. It has taught me a level of not unconditional support, but like being able to support people and showing them different ways of love. And I think that before in some of my relationships and some of my friendships, I only knew how to do things like one way. And I think the way that we operate is that every single one of us needs to be loved and supported a different way. And it's taught me like how to adapt and how to become more emotionally available, more emotionally vulnerable. I think that no, physical touch is not my jam. I don't physical don't touch
So
me.
it's part of your growth.
Don't touch me. It's not part of my growth.
Part of
It's
your
not-
growth journey.
It's sure. It's never going to grow on me.
Don't hug me.
But I think it's just it's taught me how it's taught me personal growth in having such solid friendships.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that I ever really, not that I didn't experience great friendships. I have wonderful friends, but this friendship became a sisterhood.
Yeah.
And I see Dwayne as like my brother. That's my brother-in-law. You know what I mean? It's like my
Yeah.
sister and my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
That is how this relationship has become. But I've never really, I never really had that kind of closeness.
Yeah.
And
I agree. I feel like friendship is a true friendship is actually supposed to be easy.
yeah.
It is supposed to be easy. It is supposed to be one where there is in your own growth, in your ebbs and flows, that you can come in feeling that there's no judgment, that there's no anger, that there's no hate, that there's no animosity, even if you're not at your best.
Yeah.
That in a friendship, they just love and accept because they know you and they know that this is not
Even
who
if you got to go
are.
through
Yeah.
some healthy conflict. too,
Not
right?
through,
Like the-
but this isn't your
1,000%.
end state.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you are,
You're evolving
Yeah.
and you're growing. And I think what is unique, like you said about us, is that obviously we have a best friendship. You two have been best friends, again, which is why you're the OGs. But we have a friendship that is outside of your friendship. You know what I mean? You two have a friendship that is outside of, which I think is unique, that I can literally hang with you and I don't need Dwayne to be there. I don't
Yeah.
need Bae to be there and vice versa. And there's no drama. There's no issues. And like you said, and I think it is spilled over to our kids who, again, I always go back to Zay, who was like, this is my brother cousin or my sister cousin. Like just the depth of which we have established this friendship that is now family, that our kids, sometimes they're confused. They're like, that's your cousin or that's your, and they're like, yeah. And it's not even like having to explain, it's just fact.
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
You could,
That's what
you
I
could,
say to
you
people
could
when
figure
we're
it
out.
out
Yeah.
however you
However
want to
you want
figure it
to.
out.
Yeah.
That's the statement.
That's the statement,
Yeah.
and they sit with that, you know.
Yeah.
And it's something that we've talked about, that I'm very proud of, because I come from a big family. I come from a very connected family, and family not just being like by blood, but like those that have come into your life
Right.
that you hold deep. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just think friendship is supposed to be easy. And this is what it is easy.
I always see people's hamsters running when like we're around soccer or something, and I said, "Oh, their aunt is coming to pick them up."
Yeah, and then
and Stephanie shows up, and they're pausing, they're looking at me, "Aunt?" I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah.
And it's like I'm waiting for the questions, but they're not asking any questions, right? Or Junior shows up, "Yeah, I'm the uncle. I'm here to pick them up," and they'll be like, "Is that your brother?" I'm like, "Yes," and it's done because that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That's brother, and that's aunt. That's uncle, and that's aunt.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right. So.
This has been a great show, guys. Thank you
You're not
so
in control
much.
yet. Hold on.
Well, we are because we got to shut down,
Hold
Dwayne.
yourself. So everybody, we've given you a little bit.
We're done, Dwayne.
No, joking. We will pass it back to the Bes-TEA host.
The Bes-TEA host.
We would like to hold on, ladies.
Sorry.
We'd like to say on behalf of Junior and I, Hafiz and I, we'd like to say thank you very much for allowing us this opportunity to share you with everybody out there in the world. All right.
Love this for us.
Right?
Yes.
Love it for you.
We time flew by. Trust me, when Junior and I were going over
goes
this,
by fast.
we
It does
eliminated
go
a
by
lot of questions, and sitting down here again, we didn't even touch on most of what we had
right.
because there's just
We're here forever,
not enough
guys.
time. But I'm sure we'll be back again, right? And we can get a little deeper at that point. So anything else you want to add, June?
No, I just love you guys. You guys were great. I think a lot of the questions we didn't need to ask because it just came out in your answers. And so, I love everybody in this room. But I really appreciate, I need some drinks for that.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you guys being so open. I really, to our audience, it really is something special between these two. And so I'm glad you were able to share it with everybody. Glad we were able to be a part of it.
So one last thing you want to say to everybody out there about friendships?
I think we said a lot of things today. I think it was great for us to be in a vulnerable seat,
Right?
like in kind of a situation where we're getting asked questions. But I don't know, like we talk about us all the time,
Right?
every single week. We talk about our friendship all the time. So it's difficult. But we want to say thank you to you guys because you help us to continue this friendship and you help us to be able to foster this and give us space and time and energy to be able to have the kind of relationship that we have. So we want to say thank you so much for joining us today. This is Bes-TEAS Spillin Tea from Time. I am your co-host Stephanie, and this is my bestie
Aisha. Okay.
every single
Every
week.
time.
We love you. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah.
Bye.